Hi, welcome to this Excel tutorial video, and today we're going to look at the mode.SNGL or the mode.SNGL function. What the mode.SNGL function does is you give it a list of numbers and it will tell you which number appears most in a given list. So as a quick example, I'm going to say equals mode.SNGL, and I'm going to give it, I could give it this list, but I'm going to just select the whole column. And it tells me that the number 8 exists most within this list of data. And it's true. I can see here I've created this table. The number 8 exists 7 times as compared to the other numbers. It's as simple as that. It only works for numbers. It's limited to numbers. However, I am going to show you how we can get it to work for lists of words as well. Also, let's imagine the number 2 exists 7 times as well as the number 8. So if I add 2 a few more times, it will return the first value it comes to that has the most occurrences. So both 8 and 2 appear 7 times, but the first number it's come to is the number 8, so it returns the number 8. If I delete the 2 from here and I add it to the top, it returns the number 2. They both have occur 7 times, but the first one it comes to in the list is the number 2. So that's kind of what it will do if 2 numbers have the same occurrences. Now let's look at how we can tweak this to work for words. So here I've got a list of the last 20 Ballon d'Or winners. What I want to know is who's won it most. I also want to know which countries provided the most winners and which club has provided the most winners. So let's start here. I'm going to write the whole function out and then we're going to break it down. So the function works like this. Equals index. The first value for the index is going to be our range. Then the next value is going to be the mode.SNGL. And then we write match. And the first value of our match is going to be our range. The second value for the match is going to be our range again. And the third value is going to be a 0 because it needs to be an exact match. Close everything down and we get Lionel Messi. Now I can simply drag this across here to work for the nationality of the club. I will get an error, but I'll fix that. So if I drag this across, I get errors. The reason I get errors is because there's a gap in the range, a blank field. So if I just put in that, it now works. Lionel Messi's won it most, Argentina's provided the most winners, and Real Madrid's provided the most winners from a club point of view. So let's break this down. First of all, we've got this index. And what an index does is you give it a range and you give a number and it will return the value within the range at the position of the number you give it. So as an example, I'm going to say, in this range, show me what is at position 2. And it's Rodri. So starting at this position here, it's position 1. Position 2 is Rodri. If I change that to be 4, it should be Karim Benzema. So if I change that to be 4, we get Karim Benzema. So that's what an index does. We know already what the mode.SNGL does. Now let's look at the match. What a match does is you give it a value and a range. It tells you what position, what number position that value appears in the range. So if I say equals match, and I say I want to look up Rodri in here, and we want to be exact match, find the word Rodri or don't find anything kind of thing. If I press enter, it's at position 2. And it's true, my range starting here, 1, 2. So Rodri's at position 2. So it kind of does the opposite of what the index is doing. And if I change that to be Luka Modric, then that number will change. So if I just go in here and change that to be Luka Modric, it's at position 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's what that does. Now, our match, though, what we're doing is we're saying search for this whole array within this whole array. So let's look at what that does. So if I say equals match, look at this whole array. Within this whole array, exact match. Now that builds an array of values, and you can see position 1 here, and then position 2, then position 3, and position 4. Then we get position 3 again. and then we get to 6, then we get position 3 again. Now what that's saying is I found Ousmane Dembele, he's number 1, Rodri's number 2, Messi's number 3, Karim Benzema number 4. Then Messi, he already exists previously, he's at number 3. So the match functions found Messi at number 3. So here, for this value of Messi, it returns the first value, the first number 3. So if we go further down and we get to number 9, that's Cristiano Ronaldo, and he appears again. Then we have Messi at 3, then Ronaldo at 9. So this match function here, it's called a spill. We wrote the formula here, but actually all the values that are coming out here are spilled from this cell here. So this is an array, and this is what we want for our mode.SNGL function. So this bit here builds an array of numbers here. Our mode.SNGL looks at that and sees what number occurs the most, and in this case it's the number 3. Then our index looks at our array and returns the value at position 3, which is Lionel Messi. And that's how it works. I hope that's helpful. I hope it makes sense. Any questions? I know it's a little bit messy, but any questions, let me know, and I'll try and help. Thanks a lot for your time. See you next time.